All right, welcome back to the Run.down post-game show here on the Strickland YouTube channel. If you listen to this the day after the Strickland Podcast Network, I am Sam. I'm joined by Tyrese and Schwinn. As always, Knicks win, extending the series to a Game 6 in Miami, 112-103 versus the 8th-seeded Miami Heat. Led by 48-minute virtuoso from Jalen Brunson, 38, 9, and 7 on 12 of 22 from the field, 4 of 10 from three, and 10 of 12 from the free throw line. Just an absolute put your team on your back moment there. Really solidifying himself as, like, I guess, a legit star in this league. Like, this is what stars do. They put their team on their back in these
He's the best
do or
fucking
die.
guard in the East. I don't want to hear shit about the corpse of James Harden. I don't want to hear shit about Trey fucking Young and his bowling ass toupee. That is the best guard in the fucking Eastern Conference right there. And you just saw it on full display tonight.
Yeah. I mean, he absolutely killed it tonight. Him and Grimes went the full 48-minute stretch. And Grimes, we'll talk about him. He had his blunders tonight, but like he also had like some huge moments, and like his overall just him being out there was just huge tonight. But yeah, Jalen Brunson, 38, 9, and 7 in a do or die game 5. That's what you bought. That's what you got him here for. That's what you tampered for him to be here for, and he's delivered in every single moment that you needed him to. But yeah, I guess we can start there. Therese already gave his little spiel, I guess, but Schwinn, as you're dying over there,
Yeah.
how did you feel about Jalen Brunson tonight?
I thought Brunson was great tonight. I don't know, like, how if they win Game 6, I'll be shocked. You can't play guys 48 minutes. He played 44 the game before. He played 48 tonight. He's almost definitely going to play the entire game in Game 6, or for as long as it's competitive. Assuming it's a close game the entire way, he'll play 48. Like, that's just, I'm sorry, you can't do that. I think we only have a day off, right? So the game is on Friday, if I remember.
Yes.
So I doubt that Quickly's going to play. He still had the boot on today when they showed him on the sideline, so I doubt he's going to play. And it seems pretty obvious that he's just not going to play Deuce McBride at all, which, okay, whatever. I don't want to talk about Tom Thibodeau at this moment anyway, but yeah, Brunson was awesome. I mean, that's like everything that you could possibly ask for, in terms of how he actually played, like his offensive scoring. The fact that I thought it was insane that he was tasked with chasing around Duncan Robinson the entire second half, who, like, all he does is literally run around screens. So that's a crazy workload he went through tonight on both ends of the floor, which is why Jim Jackson is a fucking moron. He was like, oh, like Jalen Brunson's play style, like he doesn't run that much. I'm like, you're fucking stupid. Shut up. But he was great. He was awesome. I thought Grimes also went the full 48, and he was defending. And this is probably the one thing I'm actually going to give Tom Thibodeau credit for tonight. He had Brunson on Butler the entire game. He never went. Even when he was on the floor with Hart, he didn't go to Hart on Butler. He went with Grimes, and Grimes, I think, has been. I don't know I don't care what the numbers are. Just anecdotally watching them, I think he's consistently been the best defender they have on Butler. I've thought this going back to last season, and he certainly was tonight. He was awesome tonight. What did he score? Like 8. I don't think he scored in the second half, right? He just had 8 points, which all came in the first half. But he was awesome. And anybody that like looks at that box score and just tells you like, oh, we need to get more from Grimes. I mean, they do need to get more from Grimes. Like, they should pass him the ball more. But he was awesome tonight. They wouldn't have won that game without both those guys. I think they probably could have won it without those guys going 48 minutes, but whatever, they did it, and they were great. So all credit to Brunson. I mean, that's everything you can ask. Like, when you sign a guy to the contract he got, and there was all the criticism of it at the time, but like they signed him, obviously to provide solid, consistent point guard play, which he has. But they also signed him for like who he is and to be a leader. And, we'll talk about the other leader on this team later. But, what Brunson did tonight and what he's done throughout this series, to be honest, even in his bad moments, that is what leadership is. And that is a player that not just inspires his teammate, he inspires and galvanizes his teammates. He was spectacular tonight. And who knows where they would have been without him tonight, because that game started off ugly and he wasn't the one that turned it around on his own. But once they got it turned around, he is the engine that kept it going. So, there's nothing more that can be said about Jalen Brunson. He is the best player on the team. He is, I agree, at least one of the best top 3 guards in the East. And he is a superstar. He's a super.
Played like one.
I'll just say this. I think superstars are just like MVP caliber players. I don't think Jalen Brunson, but he is an absolute star. He is 100% a star. He deserves to be in the conversation with guys like, why isn't he better than Donovan Mitchell? I would like to know the reason. Like, I don't know what that is, aside from Donovan Mitchell can dunk. I don't know exactly what those reasons are, but all I know is that everything that you've asked of Jalen Brunson, he's delivered and then some. He's gone above and beyond. I think what most people would have expected from him, even people that were most optimistic about it. I mean, the game he had tonight with the focus that Miami was putting on him defensively, and not just tonight, but the last 2 games, really. I mean, he was awesome. And they've won 2 of the 3 games that he's played awesome in. He is their bellwether. They'll go as far as he can take them, at least in this series anyway. He was fantastic. And I don't know, there's really not much more you can say about it than that. He just came up with the goods whenever they needed it. They cut it to 92-88. He hits a big pull-up 3. They cut it to 4. He hits a mid-range pull-up. He was great. He filled up the box score, and everything you could have asked from him, he provided today.
Tyrese.
I love Jalen Brunson.
Don't we all?
I will. If there was a log cab, I would take Jalen Brunson to the log cab. I think you've heard this by now. I'm not saying the rest. This is the family show. Jalen Brunson is incredible. He has been steadfast for this team. He's been a rock for this team. He's been the emotional leader. He's been the on-court leader. He has been the offense for large stretches of this game. And realistically, there isn't much more you can ask for him to do. Like, he played 48 minutes tonight, and he was good in all phases of the game. And you could talk about his defense with Duncan Robinson, but, again, so much he has to do offensively. Being able to at least be competitive defensively is all you ask for. But, yeah, 38 points, 48 minutes, and 1 turnover is nuts. And the 1 turnover was, a pass to Grimes that got, fumbled by Grimes and went out of bounds.
It was actually that stupid no look he threw, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, it was? Oh,
yeah. That was his turnover.
Oh, but otherwise, just incredible play from him. And I don't know what Friday will bring.
Stress.
I don't think it was the wrong decision to play them 48. I would have liked to see more McBride. I just Hart just kind of gave me nothing today, and
that's an understatement.
Hart gave you turnovers, and Hart gave you a couple of really, really head scratching moments. But that was kind of it. He played 9 minutes tonight, and 9 minutes was
probably a little bit too much.
Yeah. So when that happens and your bench is already thin, you're kind of just well, we got to keep rolling with what we got. But otherwise, I just kind of feel like it's Brunson. This is all Brunson, and he deserves a ton of credit for being able to lead us to this one.
All right, let's go on to the next guy that really helped us out tonight. RJ Barrett, 26, 7, and 2. Got a nice block on Jimmy Butler that helped, spark things.
Man, imagine if we had OG Anunoby instead, though.
8 for 17 from the field, 3 of 8 from 3, 7-8 from the free throw line, including some huge free throws late in the fourth quarter. Definitely help give us some breathing room. Overall, really good game from RJ. He's definitely, we've been saying this for the last, 6-7 straight games or whatever it's been. He's definitely taking the leap, definitely showing that he is a playoff riser. And yeah, what more can you say about RJ? Defensively, I thought he had some good moments,
He was really good defensively today. Not moments. He had a full fucking game of good defense today. That was not a moments game. That was a full. He's been good on defense for most of the series. The last game was one of the. The first that game, and then honestly throughout the series, and I think some of this is because of
The weird
are
matchups that he's on.
well, not just weird matchups, just Tibbs's reluctance to alter his defensive scheme at all throughout the series. But
Sure.
don't want to go there yet. But he was really, really good on defense today. I thought his rebounding was good today, which was a
I
big
love that
deal.
play of like him just like absolutely just waiting for Jimmy Butler to like run into him and get that foul at the end to get those free throws.
Yeah, I mean that's
That's
you know what
heady
that
stuff
is.
right there.
Well, what we call that is that's called boxing out, and it's a great thing that happens where you prevent the other team from getting the rebound by putting your body in their path. It's a very rare skill. Some people have mastered it, and hopefully, young Rowan can take that moving forward because that shit like that is what won them the game. And I mean, obviously, it's a little more than that, but like he was awesome tonight. And he's he's flashing some. He's actually not taking a lot of mid-range shots, but the ones he's taking are good ones. Like they're ones that he kind of has to take. I would have liked. I still am not a huge fan of the lob to Mitchell Robinson with under a minute left. Not sure.
Oh yeah,
Not sure that's the one we want to go for, but I like the idea.
he was
And
definitely going for the exclamation point
yeah,
right there.
and the pass he did have to Mitch today in the fourth quarter was
Oof.
unreal. That might have been the best pass of his career.
It was.
Beauty.
That was fantastic. They had no idea. I mean, that's probably the easiest dunk Mitch has had this entire fucking playoffs. Forget the series, maybe of his fucking career. That was ridiculous. But yeah, what that was such a great play.
And plays like that is like why you like want to have RJ in those positions.
I mean, I see that play and I'm just like, well, what would OG Anunoby do here, man? That'd be crazy. But yeah, no, he's been really, really good since game 2 against Cleveland, really. He's had like, moments here and there where he struggles, just like anybody is going to, but he's been really good. And his 3-ball looks like it's coming around a little bit, which is nice to see. He's getting to the rim. He's making good decisions at the rim, which is more important than anything else for him. And he just isn't forcing a lot. I mean, and actually, what I will say is he had two really bad passes one of them was in the first half. I mean, in the first quarter. I think Butler took it all the way for a layup. He did the same exact pass, trying to throw to Randle in the third quarter, and he got back and he stopped Butler, and Butler airballed. He tried to do one of his flailing fucking shots, and the refs didn't fall for it, and he threw it like 10 feet over the hoop, and it was. And he obviously had the block on Butler before that too. He just had a really, really good game defensively today. He was locked in. Even his off-ball stuff for the most part. There was like one where he died going under on a screen for no reason on Caleb Martin. But like aside from that, I thought his defense today was pretty much exactly what you want from him. Ostensibly being the second guy on defense next to Grimes. That's like you'll take that every single night. And there'll be tougher challenges ahead, hopefully in this playoffs, but if not, in the future for him. But when you see games like this and series like this, quite frankly, and stretches like this from him on the defensive end, it's why, again, I'm never going to feel bad about criticizing him for how he played in the regular season. But 2, this is exactly why I was critical of him, because he's capable of so much more. And we had seen it before this, and now he's showing it again. So shout out to Haley for getting back with RJ and getting his mental right and getting
RJ was just coasting.
Yeah, and getting whatever else he needed to get right. That's their personal lives. But yeah, no, he in all seriousness, like really, really good to see. And I mean, he's been their second best player throughout this playoffs to me.
And who could have seen that coming?
Yeah, huge improvement from the regular season, and couldn't have come at a better time.
I mean, I literally tweeted like during that Cleveland game at the end of the regular season, I was like, they're going to give him the Ben Simmons treatment in the playoffs, because I was just like, there's no way RJ is just like going to turn this around this quickly. But hey, shout out to him for shutting us all up and, making us all look stupid.
Shout out
in the
food
best way
poisoning.
possible. Yeah, whatever got him, had some Slim Fast, whatever it was. Thank God.
Some Bloom.
Does Slim Fast still exist?
I don't know, but RJ probably definitely got a hold of some. Tyrese, how do you feel about your favorite Canadian basketball player?
Jamal Murray.
All right.
Nah, I'm joking. I can't even say that with a straight face. I think he played really well tonight. I was especially impressed with him defensively. Jimmy Butler had his worst game of the playoffs, and I feel a lot of part of that was due to Grimes, but I feel like RJ Mo was able to check him as well. Like Jimmy couldn't get anything going offensively, which is a really big thing. And they had to rely on their bench to kind of keep him in the game, which sucks. But like the fact that they were able to contain Jimmy as much as they were able, can't speak. Sorry. The fact they were able to contain Jimmy as much as they were doing this game is very positive. I just feel like he had a really good all-around game, really good offensively, really good defensively. He was great at the line, which has been a big issue for him. I just felt like he was active all around. Like he had that one good block on Jimmy, like I think it was the third quarter where he kind of just like stuffed this shit, which is like really good. Like you don't really see him get blocks like that. But overall, really positive. I think he had the highest plus minus in the team tonight, and he was just everywhere offensively. He was everywhere defensively. He was just super active and super engaged, and that's what you want to see from him.
Yeah.
Is that what you want to see from him, Tyrese? You sure about that?
I plead the fifth. I'm joking.
All right.
I would like to see the Knicks win.
Would you like them to still trade RJ Barrett with the first round pick for OG Anunoby? How do you feel about that?
Ask me in a week.
OG Anunoby is sipping tea in Britain, wherever he's from.
Yeah,
All
right.
All right, let's talk about Tyrese's actual favorite basketball player, Julius Randle. Julius Randle. Wow, what an experience this game was.
Dude, that first quarter had me pissed. I was so fucking livid. What the fuck was we
Pissed
doing?
is an understatement.
Oh my god!
Pissed is an understatement.
He hits the literally, and then he just straight up goes.
Literally had Dookie dripping down his legs in the first.
I was like, "There's no way you're an honest basketball player in the first quarter." I was livid.
The difference of the team, the way they finished that first quarter. First of all, him playing that for a whole first quarter is absolutely insane, by the way. To get that out of the way. But like the complete energy shift of when he exits the game and then inserting Obi Toppin.
Obi Toppin had more rebounds in his first half than Randle did the entire game, by the way.
Yeah, that's insane. And that just shows you like what Obi was doing out there, like what he brought to the game. He just brought energy, and like that's all we're asking for Randle at the bare minimum. And he couldn't even do that to start a do or die game 5 on his home court.
He didn't do it the entire game.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
He didn't do it the entire game, so I don't really care. Like, yeah,
but like
cool.
Just start he
made some shots. I'm happy that happened. I'm happy he had an efficient scoring game from the field. That's good to see. And he had some nice passes to start the third quarter, which I think helped the Knicks get an open three. I think he had a hockey assist for either RJ 3 or Brunson 3, and then he hit somebody else for an open 3. Or I think he hit RJ for an open 3. That was good to see. But his defense and rebounding was a joke again tonight. It was, I mean, it was existent. It was there. Miami definitely capitalized on it a bunch. So I saw it. It existed. He was terrible. I thought he was terrible tonight. I don't care what the fuck his plus minus was. I don't care what he shot from the field.
It was a 0 on the plus minus.
Yeah, I don't care about any of that shit. He was terrible tonight. And like when you compare you compare how Brunson responds,
diversity versus
this guy.
Complete.
I'm so unimpressed with how he played today. I don't give a fuck about what his box score was. I don't need to know what it was. I don't
look
care.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, good for him. And hopefully like that gets him to some place and eventually he'll be able to deem us worthy of like maybe like a 30 minutes of defensive effort would be nice at some point. But I'm happy he got the offensive rebound at the end. That was great. Put back end of the game for all intents and purposes. But
gotta get that stat pad in.
You look at some of the offensive rebounds that Miami got, and then you just look at who's standing there under the rim, not making a move for the ball, not doing anything. It's crazy. It is ridiculous to this guy. It was absurd to watch his effort today on the defensive end and on the glass compared to literally everybody else. And, after the last game, obviously he made whatever asinine statement he made. And there were a lot of people keying in on him saying like, maybe they're just playing harder than us. I actually didn't bother me at all because if that's what he thinks, I'm fine with that. I mean, it's not like an unreasonable thing to say. I just thought it was interesting that he finished that statement off by being like, we got to play harder. We got to do this. We got to do that. And I'm like, I think that's like you should be look in the mirror. You should talk about yourself right now, and you should lead by example. And if you contrast that with, what Jalen Brunson said after game 1 of this series and what Jalen Brunson said after game 2 of the Cavs series, where he explicitly said it was on him. The loss was on him. He could have easily just been like, oh yeah, no, we got to. He said, I got to be better. The loss is on me. Put it on me. That's what leaders do. That's what leadership is. Julius Randle doesn't want to be a leader. Julius Randle wants to be a leader when everything is nice and it's all easy, and he can smile at the Garden and Mike Breen can fucking verbally fillet him for it, and he can get all-star berths, and they'll do
get all NBA
berths. Yeah, he got all NBA.
Like he did today.
He loves it when it's easy. He loves it when it's fun. He loves it when everything is going his way. He never wants to take it on his shoulders though when he's got to stand up and be accountable for a loss. He never wants to be the guy. He'll always deflect and put it on, we. That's what he is. And that just means he's not a leader. And you watch his performance today, forget the offense. If you just watch his every possession, he was on the floor for defense and rebounding. That was an atrocious effort from him. I expect more from him because I've like with RJ, like I expect more because I know he's fully capable of more.
Before.
I know he's capable of more than this. I know that. Like I know that he can get more than 4 fucking rebounds in a game that he played. What did he play? 40 minutes tonight or something? Like I know he can get more rebounds than that. And he absolutely should have. This is not like a case of he was doing some amazing job boxing guys out and letting other guys get the ball. No. This was he did not make those plays. And I thought his decision making at the end of the third quarter was poor. He had a chance. We had the ball up 13. We had the chance to go up, extend the lead, and he keeps dribbling. Lowry takes the ball from him behind, and they go the other way, hit a 3. And that was a huge momentum shift in the game. And like I'm so over.
There was also a play where he had like a Ben Simmons moment in the fourth quarter where like he drove in the lane. Yeah, and he passed the Mitch. Like, what are you doing? Go up.
I'm sorry. Like, I can't trust this guy. I can't trust his decision making. And I hope that like we roll the dice in game 6 and we get one of those random like,
Randle
oh my
heaters.
God, is Randle the best
Jesus
player in the NBA game? Like, that would be great. But that's what it is with this guy, it feels like in the playoffs. It's just you're rolling the dice and you hope something good comes out, but you have no fucking idea. You have no idea. And you can't win with a guy like that as one of your top 2 options. It's impossible. Find me a team that won a championship with one of their top 2 options that was just like a roll of the dice every night. Yeah, it's
like
not
Dr.
possible.
Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Yep, every day.
The closest thing you could fucking point to is probably like Drew Holiday, but they had Middleton was their second option. So like that doesn't even count.
Yeah, it's like he has to be someone like that has to be your third option. It's way too volatile. And even then, Drew Holiday's still giving you consistent defense. A third option has to be elite.
Like
night.
Yeah, they have to be doing other things. Like I mean, there were instances in the first quarter today, like we talked about. You mentioned how the energy changed. Like, see, like this is. I hate talking about the energy thing because I think it's.
But it's real.
It is real, but it's. Okay, so like as an example, there was one play he gets the ball, and I think RJ swung it to him. And they were coming. It was like a semi-transition thing, so Miami was kind of scrambled. So I think Bam had gone to RJ, and then he came over to Randle. Randle can either take the 3, or he can just swing it back to RJ. RJ is wide open at that point for a 3. What does he do? Neither. He gets it, jab, and then by that time, their entire defense is set, and he goes and takes some stupid ISO shot, which he bricked. And it's like that's not energy. That's just a stupid fucking decision that makes your entire team look lethargic and slow, and your half-court offense lethargic and slow. And it's like his decision-making impacts shit like that, and it makes guys like it changes so much stuff. Like I'm sorry. Like if people are happy with how he played tonight, that's cool. I'm not. I thought that was a pretty bad performance from him. I will not believe that was a good performance from him because I've actually seen good performances from Randle. He had one 3 games ago in game 2. Probably, in my opinion, the best game of his career. That is what a really good Julius Randle performance looks like. This was not that. This was you scored some points and a lot of other guys played really, really well. That's what that was. Very unimpressed with this game today.
Tyrese.
I mean, he fucking sucks. He fucking sucked. He had a good box score, and he fucking sucked otherwise. Like, Schwinn kind of said it all for me.
Yeah.
The box score looked sexy. But the second half, it was just him fucking up routinely. I don't understand a lot of the decisions he made, especially on a fast break with like numbers, and he kind of just either passes it up or he's like just making a really stupid pass, and Kyle Lowry's just there stripping him.
He had Brunson on the wing for like 5 seconds. I'm like, just pass the ball. Pass the ball. Like, oh my God, it's ridiculous.
I fucking saw Kyle Lowry strip this man multiple times on fucking fast breaks. That cannot happen if you're 6'8". Like, Kyle Lowry, of all people, stripping you like that, it's just like ridiculous.
It's also just annoying too, because like it's
like
Kyle Lowry.
Lowry does that to people. So it's again, this is my point. Is like, it's not that it happens. It's how
the awareness,
often, and it happens so often. He had one at the top of the key in the fourth quarter where he's like, they're in a zone. It might have been the third quarter where they're in the zone, and he's like, I don't know, he gets the ball with like 6 seconds left, and he decides he's going to start taking Lowry off the dribble, which he kind of had to do. Okay, fine. But there's like, it's just so sloppy with the ball, and it's always lackadaisical. There's never like, it never feels like there's a sense of awareness of how much pressure the defense is putting on him. Like the handles all over the place, and he's just kind of backing guys down, and it's just crazy for a guy who draws that much attention as he does to just be so unaware. It's just ludicrous. I don't understand it. And like, thank God they were able to overcome whatever that first quarter was, because it was truly, I mean, calling it something to behold is
it was fucking brutal. It was brutal. And the fact that it got sandwiched with all these awful, terrible calls, 3 straight offensive fouls for a team. I don't think I've ever seen that before. 3 straight offensive fouls,
and they were all in the Heat, which is the funny part. They were all in the Heat, and it was just the Heat like running into guys' arms, hooking guys' arms, and then like just clowning. I don't understand what they watched. Like, I've said, how many screens is Van gonna set? Would he like?
Yeah, let's get into that now, because we're gonna end up talking
just
about
real quick before we do that. I want to say
this.
Shout out to RJ Barrett for pulling the Lowry on Kyle Lowry today.
Yes, that was amazing. Awesome. That was amazing. All right, let's get into this screen shit. This shit is insane.
Bam is literally on crack, by the way.
Huh?
Jordan Poole's on fucking crack, by the way.
He's on that Malik Monk.
He's
Jordan Poole is a fucking hilarious basketball player. What is good with you, dude?
Nice.
Holy shit!
All those debates of Tyrese Maxey, Jordan Poole, RJ Barrett, Tyler Hero. At least we know who's not on the bottom right now. But yeah, I mean, the Bam shit. It's not even the Bam shit. It's the whole Miami Heat like illegal screen.
It's the fucking
bounty.
It's the Cody Zeller fucking neo-Nazi screens. It's the fucking Bam Adebayo, Cameroonian conquistador screens. I don't understand why the hell we can't. He's had one.
Bam has literally taken out like 7 guys on this team.
Yeah, this is like honestly not a joke though. Like, he's like actually hurting people. Like,
yes.
He has hurt 4 Knicks this season. Okay,
5.
And who was the 5th? Oh, was Mitch one or something?
Well, he hurt RJ. He hurt Mitch. They got back in the game. He hurt Brunson. He hurt.
When did he hurt RJ? Was this today?
I think that was one of those Miami games.
Yeah, it was one of the Miami games where like he stepped on like RJ's ankle.
Okay. Sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, the point is, like, he's just injured. I mean, that quickly play. Like, I honestly don't know how anybody watches that and they're like, oh yeah, that's just just playing
regular hustle.
Yeah, like, no, that's not regular. The one he had today to start the game, that's a fucking elbow in Julius's face. That's a foul. Like, even if that's inadvertent, that's a foul. You can't just elbow people.
They call that on us. I guarantee you that.
They called Julius for an offensive foul today when Bam was arm barring him. He literally had his arm across Julius's arm, and then so Julius tried to brush
get
him
it off of him. Yeah.
And they called him for a foul on that. I'm like, I just don't understand how he gets away with this shit. And it's just, it is mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. I will never understand it. Like, I know that he's a card-carrying Republican, so that probably like buys him some leeway with the refs here. But like, I mean, come on, man. Like, I can't. The one on Grimes was ridiculous. Like, how do you not call that? The ref
that was a play on. How did a play on?
It's like he literally, if you watch it, okay, he's setting the fucking screen square on, and by the time he actually sets it, he's like slanted all in a direction, and it's like that's not that is a moving screen, or it's an illegal screen. Like it doesn't matter. It's not legal. That's as much as I know that. Okay, I know that
Republicans love to do stuff that are not legal, Schwinn. So
it's true, but it's just fucking bananas. Like, call. I don't, the Lowry stuff, the fucking Jimmy Butler. I can deal with that. I can really deal with that because like I get it. Like Lowry's like, I actually think a lot of the stuff Lowry does is hard to officiate. Like I get that. I understand that. I think Jimmy Butler just gets a great fucking whistle. Like some stars get a great whistle. It is what it is. I can live with that. At least Jimmy Butler's fucking like really, really good. Bam is just setting blatant moving screens. Like these are not, oh, look at how clever Bam is. Like this is not like the Lowry stuff, right? Like Lowry, like some of the stuff I see, like I'll be like, man, I guess that was a foul. Then show the replay. And I'm like, this fucking asshole hooked his arm, and I'm like, okay, fine. The fucking Bam stuff, I watch it.
Some of them he's legitimately like two-hand shivering guys.
He just has his elbows out in every single one. He moves. He's fucking throwing his knees out. Like he's fucking like putting guys in danger. And he actually could. I think Grimes looked like he was moving fine at the end of the game. We'll see. I hope he's okay. But like he's like could seriously fucking hurt somebody like this.
If he wants to play like this, he should go fucking play for the Miami Dolphins, not the fucking Miami Heat.
He should go play in like fucking. Like he should go to fucking like they should open up Guantanamo. He can go play there with the fucking like his prison cellmates there. Fuck, the guy is a fucking joke. Like I can't deal with this anymore, man. He's just it's out of control. It's been going on the entire series, and then for some reason they extended to Zeller. Like I mean, look, they look pretty different to me, so I don't know why they get the same whistle. Like it's fucking bananas. Like what the fuck are we doing here? And then they're calling like. If you want to call the stuff that we were getting called for as moving screens or whatever, I am okay with that. If you call it both ways, you cannot just call it one way and then it doesn't matter when it doesn't happen the other way. And like, I will say, I did think the refs did us. Like, I think I don't know, maybe Adam Silver got in their ear between the first and second quarter because I thought the second quarter was like, let's just say this. At the end of the first quarter, we hadn't shot a free throw and they had shot 8. And I believe at the end of the second quarter, we had shot 12 and they had shot 11 total. So it seemed like it evened out, and I thought that was fine. But I don't want it to like just call the fucking moving screens. That's it. That's the only thing I care about in this series. I can deal with the rest of it. All I care about is moving screens because their entire offense is basically predicated on them getting moving screens, like getting shooters open off of moving screens. And for the love of fucking God, stop having Brunson. Help off Jalen Brunson or help off of Duncan Robinson in the paint. What the fuck is he going to do in the paint? What's Jalen Brunson? Is he going to block Bam at the rim? Yeah. He's going to fucking elevate up there. Gets like, come on. Like, just have him stick on the guy that is the only reason Miami's in the game.
Yeah. I think Schwinn kind of represents all our energy facing this issue. All right. Let's get to some comments. Let's see. Chris Bernhard with a comment here. He says, here mad early because I saw Tyrese's fan fiction of trading RJ and picks for OG. I guess watching the guy you hate outperform your number one guy on every level has broken your mind. Oh man.
Next question.
Next question.
That wasn't even a question. That was just
really right?
I'm here so I don't get fined.
All right, so James C.S. Liu says, Q. Grimes, y'all, how about that steal off playoff Jimmy on one leg?
That was the toughest play I've seen in a minute, dude. like on one leg, and he just blew up that entire action. It's great.
I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm not. He wasn't acting, but I kind of feel like it
He was
probably
playing it up a little bit.
a little bit. I don't know. Like it went because he went from like looking like he literally couldn't move to just ripping Jimmy Butler. Like that's like kind of insane. Like I don't know.
That's badass.
It is bad. I mean, look, it doesn't actually. It doesn't even matter. Like even if he was fully healthy, that's a phenomenal play. Like that was just a fucking great play. And again, who cares if he was healthy, not healthy? The guy played 48 minutes, and he was fucking grinding, and he did thankless work out there. He was not getting the ball. It's not like he was, fucking handling the ball a bunch. Like that's thankless work he did. That's selfless work he did. That is what being a great teammate and being a great soldier is about, and he was fucking great. I mean, he was awesome tonight. Again, shout out to not making the Donovan Mitchell trade.
Worked out.
Fuck Donovan Mitchell. That's why you're that second team All NBA, you dumb bitch. You wanted to laugh about it. That's why you're at home. How's Cancun? Quitting guys making plays and you're sitting at home.
If he's even in Cancun,
he's probably at the Mets. He's probably at the fucking Mets games.
Yes, he definitely is.
I'm not watching that team right now, so I can make that joke.
All right, let's see. Ace Bouchard asked, because you said, what else can Donovan Mitchell do besides Jalen Brunson, besides dunk? And Ace Bouchard asked, can Donovan Mitchell actually dunk? We didn't see much of that in the first round. That is definitely for sure. We did not see any of that in the first round.
I saw him go fucking ghost after game 2. So I saw him go 9 of 19 and then 5 of 18 and then 11 of 26. So hey, at least he made it all NBA team though. Great job. Finally, you made one.
Ace Bouchard also says kudos to Thibs for not leaning on Hart for no reason whatsoever.
I'm not giving him I'm not giving him any kudos for that. Like if he didn't see that today, then like I don't even know what I would have said because it was so obvious that Hart did not have anything. Whatever was needed today. And I mean the refs didn't help his cause. That flagrant foul, by the way, that's the worst call I've maybe ever seen.
He extended his leg out and somehow.
So if you call that, I could just about deal with like saying that's a foul on Hart. I don't agree with it, but kind of like if that was the ruling on the floor, okay, fine.
The fact that they reviewed it and then upgraded
it doesn't even fit the criteria of what that thing that they call a flagrant. That doesn't fit the criteria of it. He does not jump into his landing space. He does not go out of his way to jump in his landing space. And the only contact that was made was not in Butler's fucking landing space. That was because Butler extended his leg out, which you can argue is part of his natural shooting motion. Fine. I don't think it was, but you can argue that fine. That is not Hart landing in his landing space. That is not a flagrant foul by the fucking rules. That was a terrible call. One of the worst calls one of the worst calls I can ever remember seeing, especially considering they went and fucking reviewed it. They actually went to the replay screen and looked at it. For that to be the call is a joke. Who was that? Who was the official? Goebel or where the fuck it was? He's a fucking clown. He should never officiate another playoff game for the rest of his fucking dumbass life.
Well, he was, classmates with Udonis Haslem. That's his boy.
That was a
what?
Yeah.
I could not believe that call. That is the worst call I've seen at least all playoffs. Not like I don't even think it's close. I don't know how you could review that and be like, "Yep, that's a technical." That is a fucking crazy, batshit insane call. And I believe that was Hart's third foul.
Yes.
After RJ already had 2. That is insane. It was a crazy, crazy whistle to start that game that they put on Hart. And he didn't have it. But, man, he didn't have much of a chance to figure it out either. I'll say that.
Yeah, the refs didn't give him much of a choice. They were like, fuck that. You're not playing tonight, dog. Like, that's it. Let's see. Brunson is the first player in Knicks history with at least 38, 9, and 7 in a playoff game.
Better than the fat slob known as Carmelo Anthony, by the way.
All right. Just free Carmelo. He said better than the fat slob Carmelo Anthony.
Well, it's one thing me and Tyrese don't disagree on.
All I'm saying is Carmelo Anthony on his first playoff run scored 279 points. Jalen Brunson has 265 and will pass them in Miami.
Look at
That's
this
all
guy.
I'm saying.
I will say this series is increasingly it
Very eerily similar.
feels exactly like that 2013
Pacers series. Oh my god! I like literally game for game the way like we lose game 1 at home, we win game 2, we lose both on the road, we come back and win game 5, and now we will see what happens in game 6.
These are
who will be the who will be Chris Copeland and Iman Shumpert?
Probably Grimes. Yeah, no, Deuce won't play. It would just be Grimes and Toppin. So this is how that series went. Pacers win by 7. Knicks win by 26. Knicks lose by 11. Knicks lose by 11. Knicks win by 10. Knicks lose by 7. Our series is what? Knicks lose by 7. Mm-hmm. Knicks win by 5. Mm-hmm. Knicks lose by whatever the fuck. Was it 20 something? I have no clue what the hell the final score was that game. Then the Knicks lost by 8. Then today Knicks win by 9. And we will see. But it's very, very similar. Like, hopefully it has a better ending. That's all I can say about that.
Hopefully whatever Woodson/Stipson does, he sticks with it this time instead of whatever happened in 2013.
Hopefully, hopefully we don't get anybody playing like Tyson Chandler.
You don't think Mitch is gonna come down with a flu?
No, if there's one thing I trust Mitch to do is to actually show up.
Evan came down with the flu.
I actually trust Mitch to find reasons to play basketball games.
Oh man,
free throws today. Shout out to Mitch.
Yo, like he hit what was it, like 3 straight?
Yeah, we need to talk about this. That was one of the worst coach. Like I thought Tibbs coached an atrocious game today. I actually fully mean that. Like this was worse than I was really critical of him last game, but it was like a lot of it was more to do with like broader concerns of him, right? It's like, there's nothing happening on the weak side, like that kind of stuff, where it's like, well, maybe, he captures ceiling because of these like elements of his coaching that I just feel like you can do more of, like do more, you can improve on, whatever. But I didn't think he actually necessarily coached an atrocious game. This game was actually an atrociously coached game. That first quarter was an abomination. Like to allow, really, like you just let Randle play that entire quarter.
I said the same thing. That's insanity.
That's crazy. Okay, he plays Obi. Obi plays awesome, and they basically were like it was a tie game, right? And then he brings Randle back in, which fine, okay. It's like 4 minutes left in the half. Fine, brings Randle back in. The sub stuff was whatever, kind of fixed itself because Josh Hart was in foul trouble, so he couldn't really fuck things up, and he just played Grimes and Brunson 48 minutes anyway, so it is what it is. But that down the stretch was unbelievable how bad he was. He refused. How hard is it? And this is why I don't believe it's on Brunson. There's no way you can't just tell Brunson, hey, you don't need to worry about crashing down into the paint from the weak side. Just hang out on Duncan Robinson, and that's fine. And leaving that aside, you can go back, and I'll probably try and do this tomorrow. You can go back and find the Knicks guarding all these various screens. There are so many times they're switching, but they're not. But one guy's switching, one guy's not. Randle will go help, and then he's just like, oh shit, I didn't realize Caleb Martin's wide open for 3. I guess I'll lollygag over there and try to
as
contest
usual.
it. Yeah, and maybe that's Randle, maybe not, whatever. But it looks like a team that isn't. They're not either on the same page, or when they are, they're executing a scheme that gives Miami the only thing that's going to keep them in the game. The only thing that was going to get them back in the game was to give up these threes. Just overhelp on any paint drive and collapse on and give up threes. I will gladly let Caleb fucking Martin try to take whoever the fuck off the bounce and have to finish 10 times in the paint. I'll take my shot. I'll take my chances there. When you're just giving up open 3 after open 3 after open 3 without ever really changing how you're reacting to paint drive. Like if Jimmy Butler drives to the paint, fine, I can kind of get why you're selling out. When it's Caleb Martin or Kyle Lowry or like Gabe Vincent or like, why are you collapsing on this stuff?
All these
To this
garbage ass
degree?
niggas.
Like make them beat you. And that's why you have fucking Mitch back there. That's why you have Arnstein, right? Because these guys are elite rim protectors. Like, trust them to do that. Honestly, part of this crazy, help, and then you have to recover and all these various rotations. That's part of the reason why I think Miami has had success at various points in offensive rebounding, because we're scrambling, we're all over the place. So you don't get your body on guys, you're not boxing out. It gives them free run of rebounds. Like, I thought that was terrible. Then you had the Mitch thing. They start intentionally fouling Mitch. He puts Hartenstein at the fucking scorer's table, but then doesn't call a timeout to put him in. So they get another fucking foul on Mitch. Fortunately, Mitch made both his free throws that time, if I remember correctly, and it worked out
gave
okay.
him the standing ovation that it deserved.
and then Grimes fouls.
Ovation.
Yeah, and then Grimes fouls. Whoever it was, I think it might be Martin. Yeah, Gabe Vincent, and we can get Mitch out of the game. But it's just crazy to me how inflexible he's been this series. I understand if your main concern is I think we just need to stop the stuff in the paint, and we'll live with their shooters. And I can understand that if that's your core base strategy. But when you're up 15, the only thing that they were getting the entire night were these threes. That's the only way they're going to get back in the game. Switch more. Fucking stop overhelping on paint drives. It's just crazy. It's insane to watch that stuff. Then you've got the fucking play out of the timeout. Okay, they come out of the timeout. Miami shows pressure defense. Why are we every time a team shows pressure, we're like, oh my god, I'm gonna poop myself. And they knock the ball out. They knock the ball with 20 seconds left. RJ gets the ball and he manages to throw the ball over half court to Grimes, who's out of control. They steal it, they go down, they score. And it's this is right after a fucking timeout. This is right after a timeout. It's
no composure.
At the end, and then he calls a timeout with 1:20 left because Randle's trapped in the corner, which is, technically speaking, that was the right choice. The problem is he ran the same dog shit fucking out of bounds play that we run every fucking time. This is the second time now against Miami that they forced a 5-second violation running this exact same play. They did it in the regular season, and they did it again today. And not only, they also had that one time where Bam stripped the ball from Randle at the end of a game on a very similar out of bounds play. I just cannot understand that coaching performance today. It's mind-boggling. And if your only pivot is I just got to play my best guys 48 minutes, that's not coaching. That's just this isn't game 7 of the NBA final. This is game 5 of round 2. I am very, very skeptical of a coach who's doing this in game 5 of round 2. I really am. I get it's a do or die game.
Options.
Yeah, I get it's a do or die game, but man, that is a crazy one. And I mean, what was the stat today? That there had not been 2 teammates that had played 48 minutes in a playoff game since 1972, and it was Clyde and somebody else,
Jerry Lucas.
Yeah. So 2 Hall of Famers, 2 of the top 75 greatest players of all time. It's just, I'm sorry, man. Tibbs has done a lot of good things this year, and I'm not nearly as he's done nothing of value and he does nothing of value like Tyrese is. But
Tyrese is the full-on antichrist.
Yeah, I fully believe
that's being gentle.
Yeah, I fully believe that he is a ceiling capper. That I think is where I'm at. I'm fully there. I can't see us ever getting to a serious place of contention.
The promised land.
Forget the promised land. I just don't even think you can be a serious contender with him as the coach. But
do you get the Eastern Conference Finals with Tibbs?
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
We'll see.
I do think the reason why I'm probably less we got to get rid of him right now is I'm not entirely sold that a different coach fundamentally takes us to a different level. And I do feel that Miami is playing they're not playing like an 8 seed right now. We're helping them in certain ways with our choices.
Ineptitude.
Yeah, ineptitude, choices, whatever. But yeah, they're playing. They're not playing like an 8 seed, but I'm just always going to be very skeptical of Tibbs when I see shit like that I saw today. That's just a lot of that was inexcusable.
A lot of the shit he pulls is inexcusable. Nafi Mohuda says Brunson with 9 rebounds, Randle getting 5 lazy rebounds. Come on, man. Also, his closeouts on some of those Love threes were horrendous. Luckily, Kevin Love was absolutely dog shit tonight from 3.
We did get to see Caleb Martin again cook Randle a couple times, which was really great. Loved it.
Love that recurring theme of the
Yeah.
series. Chris
Caleb fucking Martin, all people, man. Like, it's Caleb Martin. If people want to talk about like Caleb Martin's so good, man, he's underrated. He's not underrated. He's the worst twin. Like, what are we doing, man?
The worst.
Caleb Martin.
The worst twin. They're both kind of pretty whack. So like
They're all whack.
they're all whack. There's
They
only
need to-
2 of them.
They're better off working for Calvin Klein.
Calling them handsome?
No, I'm calling them fucking light skin.
You're calling
Like,
them handsome.
Whatever.
It's okay. You can call
What-
them handsome.
Whatever. Fine. Caleb Martin, decent looker. Like, regardless, they should not be NBA players, and somehow we're making them into like legitimate fucking options in the playoffs, dude. God, have some shame. Have some damn shame.
Yeah. Chris Bernard says RJ is the guy that got flack all year, rightfully so, and has responded by being the second best player for the team. Randle got filleted all year, and when it's playoffs, he shrinks to a gnat. What a bozo. I mean, and like I've seen people saying like, where people are piling on Randle. I think it's deserved, first of all, and also it's just like you're seeing a consistent trend with a guy. Not even going back to the Hawks series, but like going back to the 21-22 season, it's just like certain patterns of behaviors. You know what to expect with a guy now. It's just like, all right, like you kind of just want to move on from it. And I think that's where a lot of the piling on is coming from. And I think it's deserved. Some people don't.
Who's piling on, and what are we piling on?
No, some people are saying that, people are piling on Randle, and I saw a tweet today that kind of brought up how like we're gonna forget about this when he's giving us like 24, 8-4 in the regular season or whatever it is.
I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll forget it. I don't know how it's piling on. I just don't know how it's piling on when like he's been bad. Like I don't know what else to say other than that. And it's not just bad. Like I said that I talked about this last time. I talked about this on the pod. Like I'm pretty consistent where I will give guys a lot of leeway, a pass, whatever you want to call it, for bad shooting performances or bad shooting stretches if they're giving me the effort defensively, if they're doing the things that they can control, being a good teammate, making smart passes, extra plays, whatever, extra hustle, all that shit. I can deal. If you do those things, I can deal with all that shit. He's not doing any of those things. So for me, it's like I said today, I don't care. Like, he had a great efficient scoring game. Good for him. I don't give a fuck. Like that was not an impressive performance. He played poorly. Like he did not give the effort. He didn't match the effort or the intensity of his teammates. And I understand like maybe his ankle injury is bad and he got elbowed in the face of the game and all this shit. But like to me, it doesn't look like he's dealing with much. Like his athleticism does not seem to be an issue to me. It looks perfectly fine when he's got a runway to the rim. So I don't really buy that. Just fucking like lock in, man. Lock the first play of the game. He like is just totally checked out. Gives up a fucking wide open layup to Kevin Love. It's just like
dunk.
It's the first
to Kevin Love.
It's the first play of the game. It's like, how can you be just not there for the first play of the game? I don't know. I just, to me, I don't think it's getting piled. I don't think anybody's piling on him. I think he's getting criticism that is deserved based on his performance. Because, I mean, if anything, again, it's like we know he can play better than that. So why
if
would
you're fucking dog shit, you're gonna get treated like you're playing like dog shit. If you can't fucking handle that, that's a fucking problem, dude. Like, I'm sorry, he's playing like dog shit, and I'm saying he's playing like dog shit.
It's true.
If I'm saying he's playing like dog shit, then he's playing like dog shit, and I can gaslight myself into anything.
Matt Weiss. What's up, Matt? You know what's also annoying? I didn't see one national writer other than Dan Devine say a thing about what the Heat were doing. Yet I saw multiple comments about the Knicks getting away with stuff.
No, but Jim fucking Johnson or Jackson, whatever his name is, I don't care. But he's just
Jim
like
Jackson's terrible. in
Jim
this series.
Jackson put
I
money
hate
line.
hearing him.
Jim Jackson has Heat money line in every single game we play because he's just like, oh, guys, the veteran savvy of Kyle Lowry. And Ian Eagle is just like, oh,
I hate him.
Bam Adebayo, saying it with his chest.
I will say I did love the Iron Eagle Grimes cookies line. I did like that one when he got the steal on Butler.
Ian Eagle is pissed that the Nets aren't in this position right now. Ian Eagle commentates like he hates watching this.
Well,
like he's like Butter, and then fucking Jamie Butler makes the layup. He's like, oh my god, Butler with the touch to the rack. What an impressive performance by Jimmy Butler. And it's just Jalen Brunson 3. Good.
He's had some pretty good calls for us. I will say that in this series.
Give me Kevin Harlan.
Jordan Bubb brings up most total points among point guards in the playoffs this season: 337 by Steph Curry, 265 by Jalen Brunson. Two of the best point guards in their respective conferences.
They're saying us and Golden State are the super teams.
Hey.
I've always said that the only guard better than Jalen Brunson is Steph Curry.
Oh, wow. Vivek, you're really going there. He says 2013 still haunts me. Please make sure Bam doesn't Roy Hibbert someone on the Knicks.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Why did you bring that up?
Come
on, man.
That is such a brutal callback. If we have another moment like that.
We're not doing the post game because I'm not going to be able to function.
Yo.
Watch it be like Jimmy Butler. Oh no, like that block he had against RJ in the corner. Like if he just does that in a game 6 when we're down and try to like fight back into it, I might jump off whatever freeway I'm at.
The one behind your house?
At least it'll be easy to find the body.
But no, I think, man, tonight we really got. I mean, is it fair to say we got also like some decent shooting luck with Miami not hitting?
They've been garbage at shooting all series.
And I will also say that I think we did a little bit better with our 3-point shooting tonight too. So I think that kind of really helped like tip this. I mean, we both made 13 threes, but it feels like the thing about this series though, it hasn't been like the amount of threes, it's the timely threes. That's the thing, and the timely plays. The last game, it was the offensive rebounds that killed us, and Miami getting those timely threes. This game, we seem to really get those timely threes that helped extend our lead, especially in that third quarter. They did come back in the fourth quarter, but I think the damage was already done, especially when you have guys like Kevin Love going, 0 for 8 from 3 or whatever it was, 0 for 7 from 3, and 2 for 10 from the field. So, that definitely helped us out a ton today. You don't know if you're going to get that same type of, I guess, shooting luck and the bounce of the ball bounce our way in certain plays in the next game on the road. But
the thing is, though, I don't think the Knicks' defense has been their problem. I feel like it's been their offense for this series.
Yeah,
mostly it's been their offense, and like the numbers bear it out. I could pull up the numbers for their shooting. Like they haven't shot the ball well all series. In game 1, they shot it 33%. Game 2, they shot it 35%. Game 3, they shot it 20%. Not 20%. 22%. Game 4, they shot it at 32%. So like they haven't been shooting the ball well the entire series. What they've really been beating us is points off turnovers and their ability to get to the line and us shooting as bad as we have been. Like they've been winning the rebounding battles, and they've been winning points off turnovers. If the Knicks
literally the complete opposite of how we were winning in. Like they stole our formula from how we won in the first series.
And the worst part is it took 3 games to realize, oh hey, maybe we shouldn't be starting Josh Hart. Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
And I think, and then someone, I think it was Ariel, he brought it up on Twitter how we didn't see a minute of Josh Hart and RJ Barrett together. And I think that's the only reason we didn't see that is because of the early foul trouble. Like I think we would have probably seen it again today, maybe, if Josh Hart wasn't in foul trouble, and if RJ didn't start off in foul trouble too. Like
they would have lost the game if they did that. By the way, Like they would have lost the game because whatever minutes they would have gotten together, they would have lost the league. I cannot believe it took Josh Hart getting 4 fouls in 9 minutes and RJ Barrett being in foul trouble early in the first to not get any Josh Hart and RJ Barrett minutes. And I think he wanted to do it at one point too.
Of course he did. He can't help himself.
Like you're better off just like playing deuce, dude. Just play deuce. Even 5 minutes to give Brunson a blow.
Whoa.
Oh,
Pause.
that
was crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
As soon as I said it, I knew. As soon as I said it, I knew.
All right. Question for Schwinn, I guess, because he brought up the empty stats thing with RJ in a previous pod, Strickland. Is Randle the most empty stats player in the league?
Karl Anthony Towns exists. He's top 5.
I mean, Randle, this version of Randle, yes,
That's
sure, he's up there. He's up there. The regular season version we saw, no, he was super impactful. That was very obvious by watching him, by any metric available to you. Clearly, many NBA writers agreed with that because he got voted third team All NBA. So congrats to him for that. And to be clear, like I think he deserved that for his regular season play. He was really good. But the playoff version,
player.
Yeah, the playoff version of Julius Randle, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say it would be empty stats because like they have to like
really getting stats.
Well, the reason why that worked for RJ is because like if you just looked at his numbers in the regular season, they looked fine. Like they don't look terrible. Like aside from the 3-point shooting, right? 3-point shooting didn't look good, but the numbers look fine. But it's like if you watch RJ every night, and apparently it's like very controversial to say this now, but he did not play well in the regular season, and now obviously,
how dare you?
Yeah, and now he is, which is fucking great. Randle has done the opposite, so he's gone from like awesome to just now being a total again roll of the dice. But no, what I was gonna say is like his numbers, his like percentages, whatever, have not looked good. They don't even look good. So it's hard to be like he's an empty stats player because the stats look pretty bad. But yeah, no, I mean to the point you're making,
they are full and stinky like a diaper.
Yeah, like to the point that is being made though, his impact has gone. You know, it's not even there. More than it's not when it's there, it's usually not helpful to the Knicks. Today it was something
they were able to withstand it.
Yeah, it was something that happened, but he's been a bad playoff player so far in his career and has been so far in this run and in this series especially, which is again, it's just like so weird because you see those games where you know that game 5 he had in Cleveland before he got hurt, and then game 2 against Miami that he had in this series. You're like, how do you do that? And then you give us these weird just stretches of like absolute nothing on either end. It's just
the Julius
very,
Randle
very
experience.
bizarre player.
I mean, my top 5 is like Karl Anthony Towns, Domantas Sabonis, Bam Adebayo, because fuck Bam Adebayo, Trae Young.
Those first 2 guys definitely shit themselves in the playoffs this year, by the way, too.
DeJounte Murray. I'm just going off playoff teams, by the way. Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole isn't even empty stats anymore. He's just like garbage. He's
Yeah.
just like a garbage bag with legs.
That's an insult to empty stats. My bad. Michael Porter Jr.
He's had some good defensive moments, I'll say that.
Stop it.
And some good rebounding.
DeMar DeRozan in any capacity. Drew Holiday
That's like a given.
DeMar
DeRozan isn't even empty stats. He's just bad in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I'm saying even in the regular season, his stats are empty.
Yeah,
we see the one-off numbers.
That's fair.
That's all I can think of at this time. If I have any more, I'll come up with them. John Morant, there we go. Empty as shit. Brandon Ingram, empty. Sorry, Colin.
Jordan Bub asks, do you think the Heat are finally being affected by shooting variants?
I think the Knicks have been playing some lockdown motherfucking D on their shooters, baby. Let's go. No, like they shot like 45% in the first round, and they're finally coming back to earth.
It's just that we can't hit shots.
We can't shoot.
That's the problem.
Like we've held them.
It feels that much more like they have been like shooting better than us in this series because like we just simply cannot hit open shots. Because Knicks have created a ton of great looks in certain games, but just haven't been able to convert. And that sucks. But like that's what this league comes down to. If you could just make shots or not, especially in the playoffs. As much as well as your defense can play, if you can't score, then it's going to be an issue. And that's the thing that we kind of felt confident about playing this Miami team. If we did end up being matched up with them in the playoffs, was that, you know, we knew in the regular season Miami couldn't score. And we thought, okay, we would be able to outscore them because that's what we were doing all during the regular season. And now things have changed in the playoffs, and you know, we're having a hard time scoring. And that's due to multiple factors, including, you know, the guy who wears number 30 being a pumpkin and being very volatile. But also, you know, the role guys that we relied on throughout the year, like Josh Hart hitting shots, Crimes hitting shots, Quickly hitting shots. Like, these things have to happen in order for us to, you know, look like that offense that we look like for most of the regular season. And that's just not what's happening right now. And that's why it feels so much that the Heat have shot better than us. It's not really they've been shooting good. It's just they can hit threes and we can't sometimes. It sucks.
Yeah, but like it is easily the Knicks offense more than the defense. Like the two high scoring games in the series have been the games the Knicks have both won. It was 111 112. The Heat haven't been able to break 110. It's a matter of the Knicks need to score the ball. Like the Knicks need to pull the ball in the hoop more than the Heat put the ball in the hoop, obvious. But like the Knicks not being able to score is much more surprising than Heat being bad offensively.
Yeah, I mean, this is part of it too. Like, as critical of Tibbs's choices that I am, and I stand by that because I think that you can actually do even more defensively than the Knicks are, like to contain them even more. Even with that said, like they're not scoring well. They're very, very dependent on just getting hot stretches from three, and offensively, like the other thing, and this I genuinely mean this, I don't know how much of this you put on coaching or whatever, but like they're just getting a lot of turnovers, and we've been a low turnover team all year. So and like that's so much of the lifeblood of what they're being able to produce offensively is what they do in transition. So I think like those two factors, right, where it's like they just get hot from three at some points and they're be able to score off turnovers. That's really all they're doing offensively. There's not much else. Like, you know, I think Jimmy Butler's a hell of a player. Has he had a game yet this series where you're like, we can't stop him? Like, he's just cooking. Jimmy's cook. Like, I don't think he's had a game like that yet in the series. Maybe I'm tempting fate and he'll do that in game 6, but he hasn't done that yet. And, like, for us, it just feels like, aside from Brunson and RJ to a lesser extent, but RJ's been pretty consistent too. But aside from those two guys, feels like every single game you're just kind of like, who else is here? What and how and what else? What are we gonna get? And it's really hard to win that way. But apparently, if Jalen Brunson can play 48 minutes a night,
Yeah, he'll have a really good chance of winning. It says Mitchell Robinson walked into the locker room still in uniform and yelled, "Foul that."
Shut up.
Honestly, I hope this is like an awakening moment for him. I know it's not going to be, but like something's gotta be done.
Just Rick Barry it, dude. Just Rick Barry it.
Yeah, do the Jeremy Sohan.
The Cody Zeller, like whatever you gotta do, bend your knees first of all. He just never bends his knees when he's taking a shot, but like whatever, dude. He hit him when he needed to. The Make-A-Wish clapped when he hit the two and he got checked out and had me fucking wheezing. Like, are you kidding?
Oh man. All right, Jake Andrews. He says Randle's a nice player. Did anyone think he was a star? I mean, I want to trade the guy, but I'm not going to act like he's been playing like Ben Simmons. There is a middle ground.
I mean, I feel like if you make the all-star team and then make the all-NBA team 2 out of the 3 years you've been underneath this coach, I kind of feel like you are a star by the definition of it.
Yeah, let's not try to lower expectations for Julius
Like
Randle.
this guy is a top, and he's at minimum a top 25 player in the league. So like
Julius Randle.
I mean, given the season, given the last 2 out of 3 seasons, he's at minimum top 25. Realistic probably.
Okay.
I'm saying like he's okay. Regular season top 25. That make you happy?
No, it's still wrong. But that's fine.
All right, dude.
You can't like 2 out of 3 seasons. Top 25 players probably just had 3 good seasons. That's usually how that works.
I mean,
you don't get to like you don't get to have like you don't get
to like top
you don't get to have like a disaster.
Like, 20,
you don't get to take a sabbatical for a year. That's not how the NBA works. Like no, this is it. Like this year, I'm just taking off, going to Europe. I just want to like fucking explore and figure out life. It's not how it works. Nope. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I mean, like Jake Andrews, I feel like you're trying to lower expectations for a guy who pretty much like has been one of the 2 best players on the team all year.
The team is constructed to
around him
service Julius Randle in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So if he's not a star, which I'm fine with that assessment of him, then
you need to change your whole philosophy of your team.
Yeah, and he would need to adapt, and if not, that changes another thing. If you want to say he's playing up to his contract, I think that's more than fair. He's exceeding his contract, which is why like it's always funny to me when people bitch about his contract. I'm like, I don't know. I think
have you seen some of the contracts in this league?
Like Jalen Brown's gonna get paid like $50 million in a year.
He's gonna get 295.
Tatum's about to make like 60. Like these contracts are wild.
Carl Towns is making $50 million a year. In the
I think Julius is playing. This playoff performance is not up to his contract. By the way, this is like actually really bad. His regular season performance far exceeds it. However you want to split that difference, I don't really care. I just don't trust the guy, and I think, however he is in the regular season, even if you buy that, I think it's still even questionable that you can guarantee that he's going to have a good season next year, because we've already seen him have a great season and then completely fall on his ass and then bounce back. So like even that consistency year to year isn't there with him in the regular season. But let's say you have that, you believe that that's there now. Like the playoff portion of it can't be escaped, because if you are rostering a player who's so good in the regular season, he guarantees that you're going to win like, 40, 45 games minimum and make the playoffs. But then he goes to the playoffs and then he's like a total basket case. There's no point to that. Like that's not achieving much for you, because you're basically like elevating your floor but lowering your ceiling. And that's just where I'm at with him, where I don't trust him based on what I've seen him in the playoffs so far. And maybe he comes out the next 2 games in Miami and kills it, and then in the Eastern Conference Finals plays really well, and I feel differently about it. Just like, maybe that happens. I wouldn't bet on it, but if that happens, I'll change my mind and whatever. But like, just based on what we've seen so far from 2021 when we play the Hawks and to this year, like I'm not, I'm just, the roller coaster ride has been real. But I would be,
it's not a fun roller coaster ride.
I would be very open to looking for potential trade opportunities. I'm not interested in giving him away, to be clear. And I don't think the Knicks should trade him out of desperation. Like, they shouldn't just trade him because they want to trade him or feel obligated to trade him. But I do think that they, like, whenever they become a championship team or a contending team, I really don't believe that Julius will be part of that.
Dynasty starts after Julius Randle, as Draymond Green would probably say. All right. Let's see what else we got here. So Jake Andrews. No, wait. Let me see. Jordan Webb asks, okay, do you think Emmanuel Quickley will be back at any point of the playoffs? Because it seems like he won't play in Game 6 or 7. I mean, if we advance, maybe he plays in the next round.
Maybe June.
Maybe June for the finals.
Does he have his Cam Reddish moment where like Cam Reddish
that-
came back like game 4 and had like 6 threes or whatever?
Oh, I thought the Cam Reddish moment was when he like did a crossover and fell on his fucking ass against Dallas in the regular season.
No, I don't think Emmanuel quickly would do that.
Oh my gosh.
No,
Um,
I don't know. Maybe at the end of the Eastern Conference Finals potentially, but it's hard to see him being back.
that
in
looked
this
like
series.
a really bad. That looked like a straight up high ankles for that. That might look great too.
Yeah, and he's still in a boot, so
Yeah.
that doesn't bode well.
And we can all thank our favorite illegal screener, Bam fucking Adebayo, Idris Adebayo, for hurting him.
No, it's banned because that's the fucking sound his feet make on ankles.
You could have done better there, Tyrese.
I tried.
I know you did.
I thought you said because I fumbled it at that fucking mid-dump.
It's okay. All right, let's see what else we got here. Most points per game in their first playoff games. Jalen Brunson continues to solidify himself as a Knick legend already. Which probably says a lot more about the Knicks than it does about Jalen Brunson. Sadly. Let's see what else we got here. All right. Jake Andrews. Jake Andrews, how old are you? Well, obviously older than me. But he says 2013 haunts young people. He calls us young people, so like I'm only 24. Like, if you're calling me a young person, like I gotta assume that you're up there in age. But he says 94 and 97 destroyed me. 2013 was like well done steak. Not great, but I can eat it. 94, 97. 94 was, what was that? The finals versus Houston, right? Do I have that correct, Schwinn?
Yeah, 94 is Houston, right?
97 was what? The Heat brawl that kind of, everyone thought the Knicks could have taken the Bulls, I think, in that next series. Was it that? Schwinn, come on. You're supposed to be my old person.
97,
guy.
97 was Miami. That's when everybody got suspended.
Okay. And like they were supposed to be the Bulls the next round or some shit, right?
They would have played the Bulls, yes.
And everyone thought that they could have took the Bulls in that
They
round, right?
split the season series with the Bulls 2-2, and they stopped the Bulls from getting back-to-back 70-win seasons the last game of the year. That was the best Knicks team I think they had. Yeah, that was definitely the most talented one.
Yeah. All right. So I could see how that definitely could destroy an individual. So that way 2013 probably was numb to that shit. Sadly. But hopefully, Knicks can make up for it, Coming back 3-1 would be insane. It would definitely have the streets a buzzing.
Pat Riley might roll over to his grave. If they came back 3-1.
That would definitely be some proper revenge
He'd fax in his death certificate.
But like also he just seems to have like an endless supply of goat blood for his team to drink before every game, so that way they are blessed with the powers of Satan.
He looks like a vampire. Have you seen him?
Yeah, I've seen him. He looks very diabolical. Our very own Dallas Amico leaving a comment. He says, do y'all think Bam is dirty? Obviously, you play hard in the playoffs. And for most individual plays, you could make an excuse, but they're adding up. I mean, the fact that he's gotten so many Knicks hurt, like, I don't want to say, like, is he, I don't want to say, like, I don't know. Is he dirty? I don't know. He's very reckless, and he's getting away with it.
He's dirty.
Okay.
You don't just get, like, didn't he hurt Giannis, too, this year?
He might have.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
He's hurt enough guys where it's like at some point.
Guarantee if I did though.
At some point, it doesn't actually matter if he's dirty or reckless or whatever it is. It is what it is. The specifics of it don't matter, right? Like,
true.
How he's playing has gotten multiple Knicks injured at this point. And I'm sorry, the one like. I think that really got glossed over, and I didn't really want to talk about it at that time either because the Knicks won the game and it was whatever. But the one that he had on Julius was dirty, bro. Like, that shit was grimy. Like, he just slides his foot under a Randle when he's in the air, I think he knows exactly what he's doing. That's a bullshit play.
Speaking of bullshit plays, Caleb Martin did some bullshit the last game. I don't think we talked about it, but where he stepped under Jalen Brunson on the 3. Absolute reckless closeout.
Extended his foot out.
Absolutely reckless.
After already landing.
Like that was like so blatant, so obvious. I'm glad they called it a flagrant 1. Probably could have been a flagrant 2. The way it was just like so blatant. Like what the Heat are getting away with, like sure they're like kicking our ass on hustle plays, but like they're also like getting like a really beneficial whistle, and they're able to get away with a lot of bullshit. You know, if the Knicks make shots, maybe it doesn't matter, but like it all adds up. And like guys are getting hurt on the Knicks. And you know, going through a series this long, you know,
Josh Hart is
happen,
dirty,
but yeah, Josh Hart is dirty for, you know, contesting a Jimmy Butler foul that could have easily been an offensive foul on Jimmy Butler, I think. But you know, the guys on the Heat, they're all angels, they're all saints.
Cody Zeller is the upstanding citizen.
Okay, here's a positive.
Did you see that Dallas tweet, by the way, where like Bam is doing the fucking splits on his screen?
Yeah, I just saw that tweet, and he quoted the rule book. So shout out to Dallas for that tweet. But here's a positive outlook I guess we can have on this game, this series, and I guess this probably should have been most people's mindset anyways, but he says the Knicks are the only team remaining in the playoffs that isn't championship or bust, so I'm going to enjoy the ride. All the other teams will have a bad season if they don't win. But remember, Jake, there are no failures. There are only steps to success. So any team that loses is just one step closer to success instead of
I remember
failing.
I can't wait for the Julius Randle. I'm tired of all the slander. I'm coming next year.
Well, what I thought was they finally mentioned this. Like, okay, by the way, the broadcast today, was that like a fucking Miami Heat broadcast? What the hell was that? Just fucking like
Jim Jackson and Iron Eagle are fucking terrible.
Oh, they just their culture. They just keep coming. I'm like, it's a fucking playoff game. Like, I don't know. I feel like they should. Yeah, we should probably expect them to try. It's usually how it works. But they mentioned today, Ian Eagle mentioned this today, but he was like, the Knicks have the least playoff experience of any team in the playoffs, of any team that was of any team's roster. And all we heard about in last series, right, against Cleveland was like, oh, they're so young, they're so inexperienced. And this series, all we're hearing about is, oh, Heat culture. They've been through the battles, they've been through the wars, and I do believe there's something to that. But like, I also believe there's something to the fact that Knicks haven't been through this shit, so they're learning on the fly, and I think you can see that manifest to the end of games, and like that's why it's so weird that Tibbs, it feels like, has turtled and just completely choked at moments at the end of these games. But like, I expect RJ Barrett to maybe make some stupid plays at the end of a game. Like, probably shouldn't throw a lob to Mitchell Robinson, but I get it. Like, it's his first time in these spots, right? I get why Quentin Grimes is hesitant to put the ball on the floor, or, you know, whatever. I get all these guys, these various young guys struggling with various things. That's expected in the playoffs, right? Like, you're getting challenged in ways that just don't happen in the regular season. So this is the first time you're experiencing that. But yeah, I mean, I'm like, in the moment of games, yeah, I'm like very, you know, I'm like, what the fuck? But this season, like, especially now that you avoided the gentleman sweep here, like, this is like, I mean, this is easily successful. There's no way anybody could convince me at this point, no matter what happens, that this is like this is nothing but a huge win of a season.
Failure?
Yeah, no, this is a huge win of a season, and everything from this point on, especially, is just gravy.
Definitely.
Do you guys think we get the extender for Game 6?
I kind of do.
Dude, I think
Foster. That's his music.
I think I needed to put on the cape one more time.
Let's get a Game 6. Game 7 at MSG, man. And what would that be on? Like a Monday?
It would be on a Monday.
Right after Mother's Day. It would have been fire if it was on actual like Mother's Day.
Oh,
Game 7
man.
MSG Sunday.
You can't do that to Mom, because Mom would have been watching the game. It would have been frustrating. My mom would have been like, "Why the fuck are we watching the Knicks plays? I'm going back to bed."
Game 7 on a Sunday though, that would do numbers.
It would, but on a Monday, it means that people are rushing home from work and stuff like that. That crowd is gonna be electric still. Like all the pent up anger from somebody working on Wall Street is going to come out of the gutter to be great. I just fucking lost $2 billion in stocks. Go Knicks!
Go Knicks.
Like it's gonna be the Succession, like the fucking energy the Succession brings, like for like times 10. Also, shout out to Succession. Good show. I'm liking it so far.
Matt Weiss brings up an interesting point. Every other series of Game 7 is scheduled for Sunday. No idea why our series is the only one not. Yeah, that's
because Adam Silver put in the call.
I mean, that's good for us though.
Yeah.
If we get to a Game 7, because Tibbs is gonna ride these fucking guys to Kingdom Come for Game 6, so you need that extra day in between. So that'd be good, and maybe we get lucky and IQ's injury isn't as bad as it is, and he could be healthy for that game or something. But
Game 7 IQ. Woo! Let's speak it into existence.
He pulls the Kevin Nash and he takes the fucking blanket off. That'd be good. I didn't know that. But I think
4 threes from IQ in a Game 7 in an MSG.
No,
That'd
he
be
takes
special.
2 threes off a bum leg, and then he goes to the bench for the rest of the game.
Willis Reed.
Yep.
No, I mean, I think I don't know how the other series have been scheduled, but our entire schedule for the series has been weird, right? Where it was like we had the normal game off between game 1 and 2, but then we had 3 days off between games 2 and 3.
Because I think we were like I think we might have been the fastest to start. No, it was no. I think we were the fastest to start, along with the Suns and the Suns and Denver. So like they're trying to get the schedule to catch up. So they gave us the 4 days, so that way all of the series would be like game 3, game 4, game 4, game 5, game 5. So like that's why we started so late, because the Golden State series started late, and then I think the Celtics series started late because they could not beat the Hawks. So. But yeah, and plus they already made the date for the finals, so they have to keep it within parameters.
Yeah. All right. I think we will end things off here.
So do we have 2 Game 6s on Friday then? Us and the Warriors?
I believe so.
Yes.
Wild.
Basically, the Warriors play the same day we play.
2-3-1 comebacks.
Jeez. Yeah, that'd be wild.
NBA would make a lot of money.
Davidson is rubbing his hands in his grave.
Man, that video of that dog that like made the prediction for the Warriors-Lakers series is getting like scarily like accurate if the Warriors pull this game off.
I mean, they're gonna pull this game off because the Lakers are unserious, but like Game 6 is a different story.
Man, that dog's gotten 5 games correct out of 5.
The dog is special.
Which the one that picked all
the corgi that bounces the ball into the basket. It's gotten like 5 out of 5 games correct so far in this series. It's insane.
Let's hope, man.
It's gonna be a 3-1 comeback for the Warriors. It's gonna be insanity.
We need the corgi to step up.
I think the corgi picked the Heat, so we're hoping that the corgi isn't right.
The corgi is probably going to be right about this whole series and this series only. It's been wrong about like every single other thing.
I think the corgi picked the Cavs to win.
In 5.
In 5. Dumbass corgi.
Well, if it predicts this series, I will be more than happy. Seeing the Lakers go out in 3-1 after being up 3-1 would be hilarious.
That might be LeBron's breaking point. Like you thought that game against the fucking Celtics at TD when you started like visibly crying on the court was bad. Like that might force early retirement. Losing to the Skeleton Warriors down 3-1.
It's not even the skeleton. It's just Steph.
It's
Steph, and then like when Draymond has a good game like he's having today, basically.
And when Wiggins decides to like shoot efficiently like today.
Draymond has 18.
So fucking weird, this team.
Draymond's the funniest player. Like,
dude, that podcast is gonna be lit. I can't wait. I've been watching it religiously. It's
so insane how many active NBA players have a podcast. By the way,
doesn't Trae Young start a podcast?
He just started one. Yes.
Who wants to listen to Trae Young's podcast?
And like, what the fuck is he gonna talk about?
Who wants to listen to Austin Reeves on a podcast? Austin Rivers on a podcast. Like
Austin Rivers has a podcast?
Yes, Austin Rivers has a podcast.
That's crazy.
Who wants to hear Austin Rivers, aka the fucking bubble man? Who wants to hear his opinions on hoop?
I don't know.
Who's ever
He's clearly got an audience.
It's from The Ringer, by the way.
It's on the Ringer.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That makes perfect
Gross.
sense now. That makes perfect sense.
Gross.
It also just seems like a conflict
he-
of interest.
Did he grow up in Boston? Like,
Who cares, dude? It's Austin Rivers. That's not the issue. The issue is, why does Austin Rivers have a voice?
true.
Like, why is Paul George have a podcast, bro? It's not even a podcast. It's just an echo chamber.
It's an echo chamber.
Yeah, P, it wasn't your fault. You lost 3-1 in the bubble, bro.
They dead us be making him feel better about his failures and shit.
Yeah, P, your tibia all messed up, but it's cool, though. You be back. Yeah, P, Kawhi isn't better than you. Like,
Oh my god.
you would have played. Kawhi didn't play. You would have played.
Oh, this is from Ian. Ian also shares that there was heated verbal altercation between Knicks players and coaches after their Game 4 loss.
I had saw a tweet about like Julius Randle and Thibodeau screaming at each other, but I thought like it was a fucking troll tweet or some shit. I didn't know.
Well,
like,
there was that. There was also one from like some I don't even know, so I don't want to missay, but like somebody who tweeted in Spanish added me and like a bunch of other people with this thread that was
Send a
all
tweet.
about.
Read the tweet on the Spanish.
I can't read Spanish, but it was like all about how like Obi got into it with Tibbs, and then he had to be separated by like Julius.
yeah, Obi, yeah.
And then like Tibbs was pissed off at his press conference, and people thought it's because they lost, but it was because him and Obi got into some shit. I don't know. I mean, that's what the thread said, and it was like the account that tweeted it was like 16, and they had like 16,000 followers or something. So it wasn't like some bullshit fucking account, I guess, but it's pretty out there.
Yeah,
I mean,
Obi.
and yeah, there was that tweet about
Obi's
like
got some
Randall.
fucking balls.
Yeah, so I mean, look, if I were Obi, I'd have been pissed after that game too. It's like, dude, you just didn't fucking play me in the second half. Like, what the fuck?
What the hell? Exactly.
Yeah.
What the hell? Like you just gave up on me? Like,
and it's weird because like I know he bricked 2 threes, but he also had 2 putbacks in the first half, and it's like, okay, like I mean, it's not like Randall is out there covering himself in fucking glory. So
He's covering him from his shit.
I was
Yeah.
just gonna say the same
Yeah.
thing.
So yeah,
Oh my god. Well, whatever it did, it clearly woke up the team. It's Austin and his best friend. Whatever.
I'm tired of NBA players putting their friends on, bro. Who wants to hear Austin Rivers' best friend basketball thoughts? It's like trying to say you want to hear Banksy speak. Like, come on, bro. Nobody cares about what Banksy has to say.
Oh, you're talking about Kevin Durant's
Dick Rider? Yes.
his servant.
Dude, I've never seen somebody.
I'm using that word instead of the other word I call him on social media. But that's Kevin Durant's
his slobber.
servant that doesn't
Servant.
get paid.
His
Servant that doesn't get paid.
bottom
man.
bitch.
Bansky,
Yeah. Eddie Gonzalez.
he has me blocked.
I surprisingly have not gotten blocked, even though I've gone back and forth with him multiple times. He's clearly enjoying the banter, I guess.
So he just got to go home and stroke Kevin Durant's ball spot at night.
his
Stroke his ball. I did not think you were going the
Bald
bald
spot.
spot. Yeah, no, that's yeah.
Oh, Kevin, it's okay, bro. The Warriors don't need you anyway. It's okay, Kevin. You'll come back from this down 3-2.
Oh,
No Devin Booker isn't better than you. You're right to leave Kyrie. Steph Curry isn't better than you all time. It's okay.
Oh my gosh.
I'll give you my Achilles if you need a fresh one. It's okay. I'm coming.
Achilles transplant.
He would
Oh
do it,
man,
too.
he definitely would. He would do anything for him. It's funny because he started off as his hater too. I think
If I got a bag, I would stop hating a lot of people. I'd be out here hyping up DeMontis Sabonis if he gave me a bag. Did you see that?
wow, wow.
Who cares about defense, bro?
Devonta Sabonis hype for a bag.
All
That's
NBA
crazy.
for a reason, baby.
He really got NBA All NBA third team. That's crazy. That's crazy.
One less than Julius Randle. I believe in
This-
him for something.
This league is crazy, man. 2 non-playoff guys on the NBA first team. This league is wild.
Randall's got as many he's got as many playoffs. He's got more playoff series.
True.
I'm sorry. Like, can we talk about that real quick? Sorry. Like, Luka Doncic and Shea making the All NBA team when neither of them made the playoffs is wild. Wild.
Him
Hashtag
making
this
first
league.
team All NBA is fucking stupid.
Hashtag this league.
Just he gets such a pass because his team
He's
sucks.
white.
Well,
He's
that too.
he's white. That definitely helps his case. If it wasn't already the main proprietor. Oh.
Like, how the hell did De'Aaron Fox not make first team? Like, De'Aaron Fox was legitimately really good all season and was on a winning team. And I kind of feel like that's the criteria for being.
Tyrese, do you remember when you were telling me that Donovan Mitchell was 100% going to make All NBA first team?
I did not think that the Warriors would fucking vote in Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and
Well,
white privilege.
I'm just saying, you were wrong. You were wrong. I was right. Donovan Mitchell, still not at that level.
He has as many second team All NBAs as Julius Randle. Again,
It's true.
I'm leaving here with something.
It's true.
All right.
Sam's about to like pass out, by the way. So
No, I'm not. I'm actually like really good. I took a nap before the game, so I'm really spry.
Sam is so lucky the game wasn't fucking tomorrow.
Oh my gosh! If it was tomorrow, I literally wouldn't be on Postgame. I'd be at my job still. But yeah, I think we're gonna end things here. Shout out to everyone that was rocking with us. I think we had like 50 viewers at one point, 50 live concurrent viewers at one point. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. We are on our way to 1K subs. We recently passed, 800 subs. So definitely keep on liking, keep on subscribing, sharing with people that you know. So that way we can get to 1K subs. Make sure you guys check out all the links to everything Strickland related in the description. We got links to the site. We got links to the merch, as Vivek brings up. Buy some Strickland merch. We definitely just put out a tweet. Get yourself some Jalen Brunson and immaculate Jalen Brunson tee and yearbook tee. They are both available now. So check out the link in the description for that. We got links to the Twitter. Make sure you guys are following us on Twitter. As you can see on the bottom of your screen, we got the Twitter handle and we got the Instagram handle. Make sure you guys are following us on Instagram at thestrick.land. You can also support us by subscribing on Patreon. We got multiple tiers. One of them includes Schwinn's own show, Strick and Roll. So definitely check all that stuff out.
And remember, guys, that every donation that we make towards Strickland helps us fund Schwinn getting height increasement surgery so that he can reach his goal.
Height increasement surgery. Jesus,
that
was the worst fucking verbiage possible.
I fumbled it. No.
That was so bad.
Height increasement surgery.
Height increasement surgery. He can reach his dream of being in the NBA. If you want to see Schwinn make a dunk, please support.
Can you even like run with those increasings?
Let's go find out. Just a 10-day. All he needs is a 10-day. Can help us support the cause.
This fucking kid.
Oh man. All right. So, okay. I will do the ad read now, so that way we can have it at the beginning of the show. Thank you for that, Matt. Thanks, Matt.
In the chat?
Yeah.
Shout out to Matt. BetOnline.ag is your number one source for all your basketball info, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds and lines, including the latest player reports for this year's pro basketball playoffs. BetOnline is always your sports information headquarters this season, as we have you covered for all your sports wagering needs: basketball, MLB, NHL, hockey, right to UFC and boxing. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to get your betting info, including the live betting options and your favorite casino and card games you can play right from your home. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Be sure to use your promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts. All right. We will catch you guys on Friday. Hopefully the Knicks extend this series to a game 7 on Monday. We will catch you guys after that game.
Man, the weekend would be actually awesome if they do that.
Yeah, they would definitely. Yeah.
So
hopefully they do. So everyone's weekend is not ruined, and Mother's Day can be a happy day for all Knicks fans.
Happy Mother's Day, Tyrese.
All right.
All right, everyone, have a good night.